After years of subtle shade, cryptic lyrics, and unresolved tension, a DNA test has just dropped a bombshell that no one was prepared for. Are we really about to say goodbye to Jim Jones and Chrissy forever, or is this whole relationship just a big hoax created in Harlem? According to leaked direct messages and a messy chain of deleted Instagram posts, Camron is allegedly the real father of Chrissy Lampkin's child. And guess what that random medical test she claimed she took it was? A full paternity test for health reasons, and the results, baby, are wilder than a reunion episode without security. Is this the scandal that finally tears apart hip-hop, love, and Dipset forever? Or is someone playing chess while the rest of us watch reality TV? Grab your popcorn, because isn't just messy, it's the destruction of a career, a relationship, and a legacy all at once. Oh, and Jim still doesn't know. Let's go back a moment. When Chrissy Lampkin appeared on Instagram, looking radiant, appearing to have just returned from an island vacation with a 30-year-old football player and a trust. Fund, people commented. She looks refreshed. That glow isn't from skincare, and sis looks pregnant. Chrissy, of course, kept her composure and posted a few selfies and some old videos of her and Jim Jones. However, behind the scenes, something was simmering, and there was awkward silence. Quiet glances, unfollowing, and refollowing like teenagers with commitment issues. It was all building to something explosive. And now the internet is in full meltdown mode because a DNA test has just confirmed what started as a rumor. Camron, yes, Killer Cam himself, is linked to a child. The Dipset dynasty, once untouchable, began to show signs of strange tension years ago. Their cryptic disses in interviews, subliminals, and freestyles, as well as their awkward body language during public appearances, all said, something ain't right. However, fans dismissed it as brothers' fight, saying that it was just Harlem politics, which turned out to involve paternity tests and baby scandals. This is where it gets dirty, close to production at Love and Hip Hop. Chrissy never even made this public. Revealed exclusively that Chrissy and Camron were allegedly rekindling their old friendship in late 2023, around the time Jim was filming his solo spin-off series. According to these insiders, it was either a coincidence or the ideal chance to explore unfinished business without the cameras watching. Chrissy and Cam had been DMing each other since early 2022, with nothing explicit at first. Just friendly conversations, checking in and laughing over old memories. But the tone allegedly changed after Chrissy started to express frustration with Jim's lack of maturity and emotional unavailability. Blurry late-night FaceTimes, sporadic meetings, and ultimately, according to one anonymous crew member, a whole weekend in Miami that nobody was supposed to know about, except now that we all know. It gets messier because the same crew member claims that Chrissy returned from that trip acting strangely, becoming defensive of her phone, avoiding Jim, and, worst of all, avoiding the cameras completely. Production noticed that Mona Scott allegedly asked Chrissy to sit down for a confession-style interview, but she declined, claiming she wasn't in the right headspace. Fast forward 3 months later, and voila. Chrissy stops drinking on camera and starts wearing looser clothing and has a mysterious breakdown while filming, accusing someone of betraying her trust. When asked what that meant, she sobbed and left the set. Apparently, legal blocked the scene from airing because it referenced personal medical information without consent. If that doesn't scream pregnancy, what does? But here's where the twist hits you in the face. Isn't just about some secret baby, it's about whose baby it is, allegedly. Fans began noticing little slip-ups, and Camron entered the drama like a pink, fur-wearing tornado of chaos. A blurry photo of Cam and Chrissy at a secret clinic in Jersey, wearing hoodies and masks, obviously not wanting to be seen, was posted by a burner account 2 days later. The post went viral for a minute but was flagged for invasion of privacy. But by then, it had already been screenshotted and circulated like hot gossip at a church cookout. The caption read, "Some things you've got to claim, even if they're messy. Real ones know what I mean." A Twitter user wrote, "If that's Cam and Chrissy at a lab, I swear Harlem has officially eaten itself." Another claimed that Jim was out here doing weather reports with Fat Joe while his girl was there for maternity visits with Cam. Let's not forget the timing either, as Jim posted a video of himself in the studio rapping that same week. "I've been betrayed by those close to me, but I never show it. Harlem's still mine. I just don't always know it." Now the rumors were rife and blogs were going crazy. Talk had full PowerPoint presentations titled "The Fall of Jim and Chrissy," which was a timeline of deceit, DNA, and Dipset. However, the final nail in the coffin was when a former now pause and allow that to sink in. Cam left smiling. Chrissy left crying. And now there's a child in the mix whose paternity allegedly traces back to Harlem's most unpredictable rapper. Jim was completely unaware of at the time, but what happens next turns this from another celebrity betrayal into a full-fledged psychological thriller, because someone was going to blow the lid off everything, whether Chrissy wanted to or not. And it wasn't Mona Cam. It was Mama Jones. Apparently, Mama Jones learned about the situation weeks ago, when she, "Come again." You can imagine how quickly that conversation turned into a 4-minute voice memo with too many swear words to count. Mama Jones reportedly responded. When the intern said, "It's crazy how Cam's been sneaking around with Chrissy like nobody's going to find out." According to sources, Mama Jones confronted Jim that same night, banging on his condo door and yelling, "Your girl's pregnant and it ain't yours." Jim didn't believe her at first, but curiosity kills loyalty, so he did what any suspicious man in denial would do. He looked through Chrissy's phone when she was sleeping after the neighbors heard it. Security then became involved. The whole truth came crashing down when he discovered the screenshots, the audio notes, and the hidden folder labeled Miami. Jim sat there silently, staring at his phone as if it had just stabbed him in the chest. Inside that hidden folder were time-stamped selfies of Chrissy and Camron at a fancy condo, a video of them on a yacht with Cam shirtless, Chrissy laughing, and someone clearly saying, "Y'all go make a beautiful baby," in the background. "I meant what I said last night, whatever happens." Another Chrissy murmuring, "I'm afraid it belongs to you." According to sources close to the building staff, security was called for a domestic verbal escalation at 3:47 a.m., and Jim allegedly smashed a wine glass against the kitchen wall, waking Chrissy up in the middle of the night. No police were involved, but Chrissy was spotted leaving 20 minutes later in sweats and slippers, clearly shaken, heading toward an Uber SUV. The real twist is that Jim didn't stop at the phone snooping, though. Harlem pride doesn't fold like that. The PI report, according to our source, was 47 pages long. Page 19 showed Chrissy and Camron leaving a Midtown hotel. Page 34 showed Cam dropping off a wrapped package at Chrissy's cousin's apartment. This cousin was rumored to be helping her stay under the radar during this whole mess. Page 41 showed receipts from a private clinic time-stamped exactly 1 week after the Miami trip. You can see where it's going. Let's face it, Chrissy isn't some wide-eyed 22-year-old who got caught up. She is a grown woman who has been with Jim for decades, and she has endured arrests, financial difficulties, and his refusal to get married. For about 15 years, and when Jim finally pops the question on national television, she says no. As a result, people are wondering if she was ever truly faithful or if she was simply waiting for an escape plan. Enter Camron, who has been eerily silent throughout this whole ordeal. No press releases, denials, or clapbacks, just vibes. But last week, he shared a clip from the old Dipset I Really Mean It video with the caption, "Some bonds break, some just evolve." In any case, I'm still standing, and fans went crazy. One remark said, "The most Camron thing is that Cam is confirming the affair without actually confirming it. Never." Another is like if a fellow had a mixtape, but here's where things go from scandal to sinister, because after Chrissy fled Jim's condo that night, she allegedly didn't go home. She went straight to Cam's spot and hasn't returned. The internet lost its collective mind, and Twitter, a crime scene Chrissy Dunn got pregnant by Jim's best friend. This is the deepest end game. Someone get Tyler Perry on the phone. This isn't even reality TV anymore. This is Shakespeare with wigs and chains. Even celebrities started chiming in. Cambella posted a cryptic prayer emoji and a photo of wine with the caption, "Some women drink water, some think carefully before drinking." Y'all forgot that these Harlem boys are different and loyalty isn't in their vocabulary, Tahiri tweeted. Next came the audio leak, which purportedly showed Jim Jones sobbing and speaking to an unidentified friend. In the clip, he is heard saying, "I should have never trusted him, bro. He knew what she meant to me. He knew, and she knew too. It wasn't an accident. That's what hurts." The clip spread like wildfire, with some fans sympathizing, others clowning, and a few raising questions like, why is everyone, did you forget that Jim had cheated on Chrissy in public at least 7 times? Good point, but two wrongs still don't make a paternity test. In the meantime, Camron hasn't publicly acknowledged or denied the DNA results, but insiders claim he's preparing a candid podcast episode called Confessions of a Harlem Gentleman, in which he will allegedly clear the air and set the record straight. Specifically, he may have slept with his friend's long-term fiancée, and the diaper chain has reportedly been melted down into baby toys. We'll have to wait and see. Standing by her decision, one insider said Chrissy told them, "I'm not proud of how it went down, but I won't apologize for choosing peace." Cam has no regrets, according to a source close to him, who said he's not apologizing for anything he said. Jim was never real with him in the first place, so why maintain a phony friendship? You're hiding in Cameron's guest room as the internet blazes around you, ma'am. That's not peace. That's witness protection. If the timeline lines up, the baby is supposedly due in September. There will be no gender reveal, no announcement, no pictures from the baby shower, just silence, and fans are demanding a public showdown. Between Jim and Cam, Harlem versus Harlem baby, blunt, and VH1 foaming at the mouth. Insiders say a multi-million-dollar offer is already on the table for Chrissy, Cam, and Jim, with Mama Jones serving as the surprise moderator. However, Jim has gone ghost, deleted several Instagram posts, turned off comments, and canceled a public appearance at a club in Brooklyn, citing mental health reasons. Tanya J. Cameron's ex from his Purple Haze era, yes, the same Tanya who once claimed to have helped Cam build his early mixtape empire and to have been ride or die before the money hit, suddenly comes out of the shadows with an Instagram live that had everyone's jaws on the floor. She is seen sipping wine in a silk robe and saying, "I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. You all worshipping this fake Harlem gentleman. However, let me warn you that Cam is a heartless, cunning, and manipulative person. Chrissy isn't the first person he has used, and she won't be the last." Within 48 hours, Tanya posted purported text messages between her and Cam from just 4 months ago, one of which read, "Cam, you always had my back. These new girls are just drama." People began to speculate that Tanya was just bitter and clout chasing. Or did she know something we don't? With all this stress, it's better to hope that baby even makes it here healthy. Tanya then stopped chasing toxic women and returned home. That's correct. Tanya claims that Cam was still having affairs with her while Chrissy was already pregnant. This is where things really go south, though, as a cease and desist letter purportedly sent to Tanya by Cameron's legal team was leaked by a gossip website. In the million-dollar question is why Tanya is ordered to stop spreading false information, defamatory content, and unauthorized communications that suggest paternity conflicts or infidelity narratives involving Camron Giles. Jim's camp apparently took notice. As a day after Tanya's live, Jim Jones's legal team formally requested the original DNA report, citing emotional damages, defamation by association, and paternity fraud implications. Wait, what paternity fraud? Yes, test was tampered with. According to sources close to VH1, Chrissy initially refused a second test when VH1 producers requested it for insurance reasons. It also seems that Camron backed out, saying, "I already know what it is. I don't need no test to tell me what my heart already knows." If this whole circus was a setup, what if Chrissy fabricated the results to coerce Cam into protecting her, while attempting to emotionally destroy Jim? That line alone went viral on TikTok, with some calling it romantic and others calling it delusional. One TikTok creator stitched the clip and said, "Bro thinks he's in a Netflix drama." Nah fam, this is Love and Hip Hop Maury edition. Meanwhile, Mama Jones is reportedly organizing a prayer circle press conference in Harlem this weekend to bring clarity and spiritual healing and expose the real enemy. When asked who the real enemy is, she simply said, "You'll see. They know who they are. I've got ancestors prepared to speak." Then she winked at lawyers, ex-partners, and ancestors. Yes, there are layers to this mess, but don't assume Jim Jones is sitting around sobbing quietly. Rumor has it that he was spotted with Camilla, Jules Santana's ex, at what appeared to be a nice late-night dinner in Soho. Fans captured hazy paparazzi pictures of them strolling. In a new leaked email purportedly from Mona's office to VH1 executives, it is revealed that she is reimagining the Love and Hip Hop franchise and looking to build an entire spin-off series around the Chrissy Cam Jim fallout. The working title of the pitch is Love and Lawsuits, Harlem Reckoning, and it includes a legal deep dive with celebrity attorneys' private therapy sessions filmed live. With Cambella wearing heels and fur, and Jim wearing a fitted cap and sunglasses, it looks like midnight. The internet is now divided. Is this revenge a rebound, or is Jim trying to secure his own narrative before the next storm hits? According to an anonymous source who claims to be close to Chrissy, she has been receiving threats online and from unidentified sources demanding that she leave Harlem permanently. VH1 has reportedly offered her relocation protection and a private security team, but Chrissy is reportedly refusing to be silenced. Mother Jones is slated as the show's narrator and spiritual advisor, and Jim Jones's fatherhood journey. It's like Game of Thrones if it were sponsored by Fashion Nova and Hennessy. Revealed that she said that if this is the fire she must go through, be free, then so be it. She is done protecting everyone else's image. However, if this baby does come and it is Cam's, the legacy of Dipset is officially shattered. There will be no studio reunion, no mixtape resurrection, no comeback tour, just 3 ex-lovers, 1 scandal, and a Harlem community split in 2. Fans have already begun taking sides, with hashtags trending like "Why is Team Chrissy Dipset dead?", "Jim deserved better", "Cam got next", and "Aus DNA Orna". And now there are rumors of a Harlem town hall hosted by a local podcast network to discuss the cultural impact of the betrayal. It isn't just tea. This is an ocean of espresso shots. In the meantime, Cam has reportedly hired a celebrity crisis PR team to help manage the fallout. According to a leaked memo from the firm, reframe the narrative, focus on fatherhood, emphasize growth, use Harlem nostalgia to rebuild public trust. So do we wait for a baby pic to drop? Or do we wait for VH1 to profit from this mess as they always do? With legal documents flying and ex-partners talking and the baby being born, there's no doubt that the damage has been done, the betrayal is public, and Harlem may never be the same again. As the countdown begins, we may be witnessing the most explosive celebrity triangle of the decade, because if this baby is real, the betrayal, the DNA drama, the exes, the fake loyalty, the public shade, the spiritual warfare, and the legal warfare are all in the open. However, we must ask, was this all part of a larger scheme? Was Chrissy playing chess while Jim was out there playing loyalty? Did Cam really step in as a savior? Or did he just finesse the ultimate checkmate? Not to mention the DNA test, if it's real. Cam is a father once more to the one woman Jim never expected. If it's fake, what was the purpose of the circus? Was it revenge, distraction, or a contract? We're witnessing the fall of a Harlem dynasty in real time, not through a documentary, but through leaks, chaos, and viral messiness, and the silence from Jim is deafening. What will happen next? Will Chrissy go into hiding? Will Jim fight for custody if the baby is his? Will Camron flip the narrative with a heartfelt album about fatherhood and forgiveness? Tell me, because this isn't just gossip anymore. This is legacy, this is war, and this is just the beginning. Leave your thoughts in the comments below on who you think Jim should forgive, and should Cam take the test again? Please be sure to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell because, believe me, the next episode in this Harlem scandal is already loading and you do not want to miss it. And is Chrissy the victim or the villain?